SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Are you a business owner looking for help with HR benefits and payroll? MWG Employer Services offers a wide range of services and can create a custom plan that fits your needs and budget.
I was so overwhelmed with HR stuff. MWG Employer Services took all the stress out of it and even set up my payroll. I couldn't be happier. MWG
Employer Services is here to help you succeed. Call us today at 601-206-7966 or go to mwgemployerservices.com.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C Spire. Power your home or business with C Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C Spire. C Spire Fiber powers Super Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome in on this Tuesday, Sports Talk Mississippi. Michael Borkey and Brian Hadad, as always, with you. We've got a busy show to get to. We've got a team on the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days that, if you're standing on the right part of the city that they're in, you can see the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. But they're in the Big Ten Conference because college football in 2026. Speaking of college football in 2026, LSU owes Ole Miss money, about 7 figures worth. They owed it and have not paid it, and apparently aren't going to pay it, and Ole Miss very well could make sure that they do. We'll get into that drama. The attendees for Media Days came out. Quite frankly, I mean, look, we're Sports Talk Mississippi. We're a Mississippi-based show, but the 6 players that are coming from Mississippi to SEC Media Days, they got them exactly right. This is exactly who we want to hear from. Great choices. We'll go through the whole list, a whole lot more, and Food Talk Mississippi coming up, but not really. It's Coffee Talk Mississippi coming up here in just a little bit. So glad that you guys are with us on this Tuesday. Busy show. Going to have a lot of fun. Let's get to it.
Let's do that here in the Pearl River Resort Studios. Pearl River Resort. Guys, if you want to have a great weekend, and look, it doesn't matter. Is it just you? You just want to go do something with yourself? You and the wife or the girlfriend, you want to have some quality time together, or you want to take the family to do something. It doesn't matter what your situation is. Pearl River Resort has great entertainment options, great dining options, everything you're looking to do. If you want to get a great weekend away here in the state of Mississippi, do it at Pearl River Resort. C Spire text line open to you at 601-879-4395. With C Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move with the Ultimate Connect bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet, plus 100 gigs of data. It's $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 or the Samsung Galaxy S26 for free, and a free smartwatch and tablet to go with it. So don't wait. There's more to see. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C Spire store today. C Spire, inspired by you.
Travel's a funny thing. So I was looking at our flights today just to make sure everything was in order. I actually was told that you did not know our flight situation, so I forwarded it to you, even though it was sent to you back.
Yeah, it was like I mean, normally there's like text and stuff coming, and hey, you need to confirm.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
But when
do I check in? I don't know.
We're going west to go east. By the way, I don't know if you noticed that.
I saw that. We're going to. And you know what's funny is yesterday you mentioned we might be going through a little tropical depression or something. I was like,
there's a chance.
And I had not seen the itinerary. I was like, how? We shouldn't be that much over the Gulf at any point. And no, we're going directly over the Gulf.
Straight over the Gulf. The whole flight's going to be over the Gulf.
Houston to Tampa is straight to the Gulf.
And, I mean,
great.
I don't know what it is about my fear of flying, because I know everything that everybody tells you. I know already. I know that you are more likely to have something happen to you on the way to the airport than you are in the plane.
Yeah.
I'm aware of how safe it is, and I know all of those things. And yet still, the second the plane lifts off, I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm done. I'm a goner.
And what's terrible for you especially is, like, Jackson to Tampa is direct as a short flight. It's not bad.
It should be just a little skip.
Yeah, but instead we're going to do this whole thing.
Got to download all the Supernatural episodes that I can.
There you go.
That's the show I'm into right now. So my podcast audience, I've noticed every summer, you get it too, I'm sure, on the rumblings. With yours, a lot of people are passing the time.
Yeah.
But getting into shows.
Yeah.
I don't know why I am obsessed with the show Supernatural.
What's a good show, I've heard?
The acting is horrible. It is so cheesy. And yet, the second an episode ends, like, next one, I got to see the next one. There's like 15 seasons. I'm obsessed, and I can't stop. That is how I'm passing the time to college football season, is Supernatural. And so when we're on the flight, I'm shaking because any little bounce of turbulence, I'm like, oh, here we go, going down. And I'll be watching something about, demons and whatnot on my screen. I feel like I'm doing this to myself.
Yeah, you kind of are. Well, you were watching Vikings when we went to on the last flight.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I loved that show.
Yeah. I remember you watching that on the last one.
Ooh, you know what I was thinking, hey, Dad? Is I might pretend like I'm smart and go buy a book.
You definitely would have to pretend.
Seriously. And I want to read more in depth about the American Revolution. And so I might be like that guy that's reading. I'll be LeBron James. I'll be on page 1 when I get on the airplane. Like, hey, guys, I read all the time. I got to get that
picture here of, Borkey, avid reader.
Somebody says, don't watch the plane episode with a GIF from Supernatural. That, I'm going to get to that one while I'm on the plane. It's going to happen.
Yeah, probably so, yeah.
It's going to happen. Somebody says, I was on a flight from Denver to Memphis Saturday night that went through a thunderstorm and people were screaming and I laughed. Oh, we don't need that. Don't tell me that. Because there's a chance that we're flying through a tropical storm.
It's possible.
Kelso, our friend Kelso, we haven't heard from him in a little while.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't familiar with the lore of Kelso, we have a listener down on the coast.
The lore. Is it canon?
He is he's a listener of the show. And Kelso, if you're out there listening, shout out to you, my friend. But he flies on the hurricane tracking planes. He is some kind of meteorologist. So he doesn't fly the plane, but he is a meteorologist on the hurricane tracking planes, I believe is how it is. So we might be flying at the same time with Kelso.
It's very possible.
On the way there. Can we get some video content of Borkey during takeoff and landing? That is up to Hadad.
Sure, we can make it happen.
That is up to him.
I'm holding my hand, like snuggled up next to me, like I don't want this.
Somebody says, "Dude, it was sick looking out the window and seeing lightning." Why do you think that's cool? What is wrong with you?
Even I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all.
How cool is this? A thing that could. Although, again, I know how safe air travel is.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll get there, and we'll have a great week.
I would think so.
I'm really excited. I even looked at the the table setup and stuff. We'll be right next to our friends from Houston again.
Oh, you've already got the map.
It's out there in your email.
Oh, I didn't look.
So
I got the email. It's been a busy day. I got stuff to do.
We got a lot to get done before
I stay busy. All right. I got things to do. I got podcasts. I got errands to run. I got things.
What errands did you run today?
I went to the grocery store.
Costco has yet to fix their coffee machine.
I had to go take out my mom's trash as well.
What local business did you take the trash to throw it away?
No, I just put it outside and let the garbage man come get it. I pay the taxes for it. I might as well take advantage of that particular service.
Speaking of, on Thursday at the Palmer Home Radiothon, really excited to be there with you guys all day, 6 to 6, raising money for an unbelievable cause, helping children that come from unimaginable situations, and they're given a home and a family, education, and more. We'll tell you all about that on Thursday. The closer of the day for us is you unveiling Richard's punishment.
Right. It's at the end of the 4 o'clock hour, and then Richard will come back for the 5 o'clock hour, and he'll be there with us, and has to be what he's wearing. But
you know what's funny is he just has to sit there. As it was described to me, he will just be sitting there.
Yeah.
While we're doing our thing.
I'm sure he'll talk at some point.
Now, we're not even giving him a microphone. He's just to sit there. A humiliation ritual is what it'll be.
I don't think that's what we're doing, but okay.
So that'll be unveiled on Thursday as well. Are you guys going to keep that up? Are you going to do the politics sports crossover punishment? What's going to happen there?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer, and I might need to figure that out. You know, I thought about that though. I thought about like maybe I should make him wear like a bunch of like AOC and Mamdani, gear, like just like that's my mayor T-shirt or something, something like that. I thought about that, but I went another way.
One of the.
Can you imagine?
Remember those Barack Obama posters that had hope?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Got to do an entire show. Mornings with Richard Cross in that shirt.
Yeah. Or just like, a shirt that just says Trump lost the 2020 election. Something, I don't know.
Oh, man. Pearl River Resort Studio is where we are, and we will come back as part of our partnership with Visit Jackson. We've been highlighting restaurants in the area, but what about what gets you going in the morning? We'll tell you about that when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi.
If it's sports in Mississippi, you'll hear about it here. Sports Talk Mississippi.
You like this show, huh?
Yeah! Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Borkey and Hadad with you on this Tuesday. We will get to sports, but we're going to put sports on hold because, if I know our audience, you guys drink a lot of things. But coffee is one of those.
That's right.
And we're talking coffee here with Trey Malone, North Shore, and Cultivate Coffee, two different places here in the Jackson area. And, you've been all over the world in search of the best coffee. So we appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
Can we start with that, actually? Yeah. So how did you get into the coffee business in the first place? When did this start for you?
That's great. It's been my whole adult life since I was 21 years old. I grew up in a ministry home. My dad was a pastor. And so I felt like I always had coffee around my house. It became synonymous with like the feel of comfort and community and good conversations. I remember I had my first cup of coffee was at my grandmother's house when I was 3 years old. So it's just always been a part of my life. And early on, probably when I was in college, I started to get interested in it and passionate in coffee itself. But even further than that, I'm just interested in what it does to culture and to community. And so there's this whole concept of third space, right? So we have the home, we have the work, and then there's this third space where people go to interact with each other. And historically, coffee shops were actually the first third space. From thousands of years ago, this is the first place where the layperson, normal people that weren't in the clergy, that weren't in government, they could come together and discuss history and politics and science. And that still holds true today, where you get to connect with other people. And it's almost like when you say, let's go have a cup of coffee, what you really mean is let's go have a conversation and get to know each other better, or talk about each other's lives and what's going on. And so I just fell in love with that whole concept and made that my ministry to the world and kind of what I wanted to put out there. And so I have been all over a lot for my job in coffee. So coffee grows in almost every country apart from the United States, but it has to be far enough south and far enough north, there's a bean belt is what we call it around the globe. And so it's like southern Mexico to northern Peru, all the way around the world. And so when we buy coffee, we'll go visit these countries of origin, meet the producers, taste the coffees there, and then we'll buy coffees from the farms that then we bring to Mississippi. But even in the United States, I mean, I've traveled to almost every single state working in this industry. And so it's been my entire life. I'm a consummate coffee guy for sure.
So you say we can't grow coffee here. I can't because I actually have a cacao plant? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've got one, and I'm trying to grow it, not to make coffee, but I have a little coffee plant, and I'm killing it. The leaves are. I put it outside because I figured humidity would be a thing, and that just wrecked it. Yeah. So I brought it back in, and it's kind of coming back, but I can't keep it alive.
I should clarify. So we can't grow it at the scale that we would need to be able to produce coffee to any reasonable volume. And so every time you have a cup of coffee in the morning, so coffee, a lot of people don't know this, but it's actually a cherry. It's a fruit that by and large is picked by hand. And every time you slam a cup of coffee first thing in the morning, you're going through about 30 cherries. So imagine going to a blueberry bush and picking 30 blueberries and just the amount of time just that part of the process takes. And that's what you're consuming in a cup of coffee in the morning. And so we can't grow. First off, we don't have good mountains that are warm enough, high enough elevation, but then also the climate and all of that. But we can't grow coffee to the volume to be able to support what we demand in this country. So it has to be imported. There was a farm in California that was growing coffee for a while in Santa Barbara, but they couldn't make the finances work because they had to pay their pickers $15 an hour. And so it was the most expensive cup of coffee that you could think of.
Did you hear that? Hey, Dad, coffee's a fruit, by the way.
I knew that. If you listen to tomorrow's Thunder and Lightning, we have a debate about food science that will blow your mind. I'll just save you that one. When you hear the term coffee culture, do you take that as a positive, or because I know some people say it as a negative. They say it's the culture of almost like slackers or something like that.
Yeah.
When I say coffee culture, what does that put into your head?
Man, it's just positive to me. And so, I'm a coffee shop kid, like grew up loving being in and around coffee shops because, I'll walk into, I've got 2 cafes, like Michael said, in Jackson, and I love walking in there and just watching what happens because you have a lot of people studying, we have a lot of pastors coming in writing their sermons, a lot of kids getting ready for an exam, doing their homework. You have people connecting, old friends coming together and talking about their lives. You have business meetings going on, and it's all right on top of each other, right next to each other. And so when I hear coffee culture, to me, it's synonymous with a community-focused culture. And so if you have if there aren't any big cities in the U.S. that don't have a strong coffee culture, but imagine if there wasn't a space to go and share life with someone else. It's like that really changes the community. So for me, it's nothing but positive, but obviously I'm a little biased.
Coffee right now, is such there's just such a variety, in terms of, I don't know that there's any food product or whatever you want to call it, where there's the amount of variety that coffee has. It feels like there's something for everybody. Is there still room for someone who just wants, a nice cup of coffee, maybe a little cream and sugar?
100%, man. I mean, I still drink hot coffee every morning. That's really what I go to. If I am visiting a new city and I want to go see their coffee shop, I don't get a fancy latte. I just get a cup of drip coffee. And I've been doing this my whole adult career, and so I'm about as boring as it gets. And what's really cool is that just drip coffee, right? So imagine kind of the baseline coffee beverage. You can put cream and sugar if you want. What we focus on is we try to bring all of the flavors out of the coffee so that you don't have to. Now, granted, we say there's only one way to drink coffee, and it's however you want to drink coffee. So if you want to put cream and sugar in it, no one should judge you. You drink it the way you want. But I think that just within the world of drip coffee, just a cup of black coffee or cream and sugar, there's so much variety because there's so many different flavors available out there. So there's dozens and dozens of countries all over the world that produce coffee, and all of these origins, all of these countries have their own unique flavor profile. So that's one. Then you have all of these ways of processing the coffee. And so when we say process, it's the way that they actually extract the seed out of the cherry is called the process. So the main ones are, you got washed process, natural process, honey process, and just the way you process the same coffee from the same origin is going to have an impact on flavor. And now in the industry, we're getting into new species of coffees and new varietals of coffees, and all of those have unique flavor compounds. So just that one product of drip coffee, like you said, has endless opportunities, and every year we're discovering new flavors that can come out of new coffees that we produce.
I'm so curious. You've got 2 places here. If you're in this area, we want our people to go check your places out. But if you're traveling out of the state, because you travel a ton.
Yeah.
When I go to a brewery that is not here local, and they're letting you try something before you pick, I always try their Pilsner first, because if that's bad, then the brewery's going to be bad. I think if you can't do a Pilsner, you can't do anything. What do you look for, though, when you're traveling, when you go to, what's a sign of, okay, this place has really got it, or this place is half rear-ending it and you shouldn't buy from here?
I call it the glazed donut approach, right? So it's like if you go to a donut shop, you're not going to get their bourbon, bacon, basil, whatever. You're going to get their glazed donut, just like a Pilsner at a brewery, right? So if you're going to a coffee shop, what I train my staff in, the Pilsner of a coffee shop is a cappuccino. And it's just, would be the most boring, right? Drip coffee, I would say, is a close second. But most people that go to coffee shops, they get an espresso-based beverage. And a cappuccino is one of the simplest, but it's the easiest to mess up. And it actually, very similar to a Pilsner, it seems to the consumer like it's a very basic beer, but it actually takes a lot of expertise and artisanship to be able to create it perfectly. And the cappuccino is the same way. So if I go to a coffee shop, I'm really trying to get them, test them out. I get a cup of drip coffee and I get a cappuccino.
I'm trying to figure out the way to put this. With I'm not a coffee drinker. I'll just come clean with you. I know, man.
I'm trying to talk him into it. He refuses. We'll be together every morning for 5 days coming up. He won't do it.
I don't like hot beverages. I don't really like hot chocolate.
You know that more people drink cold brew coffee in the United States than hot coffee.
I'm sure they do. I just can't get into it. That's just me.
That's okay, man.
But that being said, I am definitely the outlier.
Yeah,
in this.
For
when
sure.
When did the coffee boom really happen in this country? It used to be you have a cup of coffee. Now it's something else.
Yeah. No, that's a good question.
We've only got about a minute to go on this one. May want to think on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to need about 45 to talk about this one. So I'll lock in. I can't answer it in a minute. What I'll tell you is that we've been drinking coffee. So in this country, it actually happened at the Boston Tea Party. So whenever we decided, you know what, we're not going to drink that stuff. We're not going to drink that crap that the Brits drink. We're going to drink American coffee. And so then, obviously, in the last 20 years, we've had a boom in coffee culture and the way people consume coffee. And then we might get into that a little bit later. There's 3 waves of coffee. We're in the 3rd wave of coffee and how unique that is compared to others. And so we might talk about that. But once again, I might need 2 hours to talk to you guys to really dig into that.
We'll be back here in just a little bit with Trey Malone. He's got a pair of coffee shops in the Jackson area. We will talk to him about those specifically when we come back, and this is part of our partnership with Visit Jackson. The capital city of this state has a culinary scene that is criminally underrated, so that is what we are telling you about here. Visit Jackson and come eat here, but also come get your coffee here. And it's not just a morning drink either, as I will tell you, because I had 2 cups right before I went on the air today. So we'll be back on the Farm Bureau Guest Line here in just a little bit, talking coffee on this Tuesday. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio. Stick with us.
From the Seabrook Bank.
What we're gonna do right here is go back.
And now back to the sports. This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
So let's get rolling
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. We stay on the Farm Bureau Guest Line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Trey Malone still with us, North Shore and Cultivate Coffee in Jackson. Now, Cultivate, correct me if I'm wrong, is in that block in Belhaven.
Yeah, that's
right next to the brewery, and you've got the ice cream shop across the street, and that little area. It's just awesome. I mean, we'll go down, bring my son, and just kind of hang out in that area. Every weekend. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty new location for you, though, right?
Yeah, that's our newest one. So we've been open there about a year and a half, and that development is the Belhaven Town Center, and it is just the whole development's pretty new. But my family, we were living in California for about 7 years before moving back to Mississippi, and we wanted to find something. Originally, we wanted to go out and maybe get some land, but when the brewery opened and there's Elvies over there and just all of these restaurants, now Polito, we changed our mind. We're like, we want to be a part of this. And so that's why we moved into the neighborhood of Belhaven, and it was just a dream when the opportunity came up for us to start Cultivate. So we love being a part of that business development there.
Go ahead, Mike.
And kind of, especially in that area, a rising tide lifts all boats situation. Yeah. I lived in Belhaven, a few blocks from that area a while ago. I mean, gosh, that was, I don't know, 8 years ago or so when I lived there, and there wasn't anything really going on there. And
no.
You mentioned it's exploded, but how much do all of you help each other in that area?
That's a great question. We actually had a meeting this morning with some of the tenants, and we were talking about, really, we kind of do our own thing. Now, Cultivate in itself is partnered with the brewery, so we actually do have a collaboration. And so we have like beer inspired drinks on the menu, and we serve coffee beer there that's obviously all of their beer. But then a lot of times we kind of have individual businesses that we operate ourselves, but what we'll do is we do events together. And so once a year we actually host the Bring the Change concert. It's kind of a play on BTC, Belhaven Town Center. So we're going to be launching that on October 9th this year as well. And so that's something that brings the whole community together. And pretty much once a quarter, we're looking to do some kind of big event that brings all the businesses together and lifts them up. And so, what's really cool is just that whole community over there. We're really tight. Almost all of us live in the neighborhood. Longtime Jackson people. Most of us moved away, built our careers, and then moved back, similar to my story. And so it's a great community to be a part of.
Is Jackson a good coffee town?
That's a good question, man. I think that it's a burgeoning coffee town. And so compared to I will say per capita, it's an excellent coffee town.
Per capita, it's an excellent coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
I get where you're going with that. What makes a good coffee town, other than a lot of people show up to buy coffee?
Good coffee shops.
Yeah.
Typically. It's what makes a good coffee town. And so really, to me, there's a difference between someone that opens up a coffee shop and someone that is passionate about coffee that opens up a shop. And you can typically tell. And it's no shade on people, but, coffee, it's really great for the community. And so and I was talking earlier before the break about the 3 waves of coffee. And so the first wave of coffee was just coffee as a commodity. Folgers, community, coffee in your cupboard. And then the second wave was when Starbucks came into the scene and made espresso popular in the U.S. Espresso historically is Italian. And then that really created the cafe in the United States as far as a third space and kind of a feature of what we do in our everyday life. And then the third wave of coffee, which is similar to what we do, really puts emphasis on the coffee itself, not necessarily the drink creation like a caramel frappuccino or whatever you get at Starbucks. It's really a lot about just the coffee. So when I said, I want to order a cappuccino, to me, I want that to be done perfectly. I want the coffee to be perfectly sourced and roasted, excellent extraction on the espresso, perfect milk foam and milk steaming. And so then you can tell typically the difference between second wave shop and a third wave shop. And really it comes down to the owners and the baristas caring and being passionate about the product. And that really shows in the space and how it's designed and the feel, but then ultimately the drinks on the menu.
One thing I've noticed about, and I work with a coffee shop up here, they're a sponsor on my podcast, and they talk about chain coffee versus local coffee.
Yeah.
There are some chain restaurants out there that you can go eat at, and the food is really, really good. It's comparable to something you get at a local restaurant. But chain coffee, for whatever reason, is very low quality from what they're telling me.
Yeah.
Why is there such a gap between what you can get at a chain and what you get at a place like yours?
It's a good question. The main thing is that it's just really hard to own more than a couple coffee shops. And so I've heard that from kind of economies of scale, 3 is better than 1 because then you have a lot of shared resources. And then after 5 is when things get really complicated. And then especially if you have them in different states. So if you think about a chain coffee shop, there's probably one metropolitan area can support, I don't know, call it maybe 8 or so, and then you're going to have to grow outside of that. And that's when you're training and your oversight, and there's very little ownership involvement as well. Like, I'm in my coffee shops every day. I care about how the chairs are positioned. I care about dings on the wall and all of that. And so when you get to a chain, there's not that attention to detail, intentionality, and care from the ownership group. And you might have, I think that, Starbucks has done it really well.
Oh, try not to say the name.
You know what? Ultimately, it's trash coffee, but to the degree that they've opened up as many as that they have, it's fine for what they're doing, right? At the end of the day, if anybody were to open up 22,000 coffee shops in the United States, they would be forced to make quality decisions like they have. And the biggest thing is that when we buy coffee, it's an agricultural product, and harvest over harvest, it's going to change a little bit in its flavor. And so it takes a lot of hard work to match those flavors with maybe crops from a different country or different coffees altogether to be able to present a homogeneous product. But there's another way that you can do it to where you make everything taste the same, and you just do dark roast across the board. So if you take a Wagyu steak or a flank steak and you just cook it well done, they're going to taste similar. And if you can convince an entire population that super dark roasted burnt coffee tastes good, if you put enough cream and sugar in it, then you can have a really consistent flavor profile. It's a lot easier to do that at scale, but it's not the best quality in my opinion.
So wine drinkers will tell you that you have to have a certain kind of wine with a certain kind of food.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I do not drink wine myself. But is there a food pairing with coffee that you're really into? Like, what goes with coffee food-wise?
For sure. I mean, the obvious answer is pastries, right? Like breads and sweet things go with coffee. And I think that especially if you're drinking your coffee black, then there's certain breakfasts that you can have that are going to support it. If you're having like a sweet latte, then that might change a little bit. But one of the things that's really cool about coffee, very similar to wine, is that the more you dive into the flavor of the bean or of the seed itself, the more fun you're going to have with the whole experience. And so taking those flavor components and then associating that, similar to wine, with food components. Now, the difference is that typically you don't have a cup of coffee with your meal. It's typically after dinner or with breakfast or before. It doesn't go hand in hand like wine does. And so there's not as much work that goes into the commercial side that the wine industry has put into pairing specific foods like fish and white wine or meat and red wine in the coffee world. But what's really fun is to take the flavors that you find and be able to supplement those with different food pairings as well. Like there's coffees from Ethiopia that are naturally processed that have natural blueberry flavors, right? You do that with like a blueberry pie or blueberry or scone or something like that. It really is able to open that up and really engage the whole experience and rather than just individual components.
And do you have the baked goods working for you there at your two locations?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so we've worked with La Brioche for a long time. They've been amazing and just stellar pastries, macarons, croissants, and you have to have pastries at a coffee shop. If I'm going there, I'm going to get a coffee, but I'm also want to get a muffin or a croissant.
Well, see, now you've drawn me in. Now,
there you go.
Now, Borkey can have a cup of coffee, and I'll enjoy a delicious baked good.
We got plenty for you, Brian. We actually we make our own gourmet popsicles as well. Come in and get a popsicle made here in Jackson. I'll find something, brother.
Just reeling me in. That's all he's doing right now.
And if somebody wants to drink your product, they can at home.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we do direct-to-consumer. We'll sell online. We have most of the corner markets here in town, some Kroger's in town, and so you can get our coffee pretty much anywhere in Jackson.
And what's the label they got to look for?
North Shore Specialty Coffee.
And it's red, right?
Yeah,
it's red with white letters?
Bright red. And then we have them in we have normal bags, but we fold them over so they look like little cubes. So they kind of stand out on a shelf. So you'll find it.
Well, what's next for you guys? Are you guys doing anything special? You've got this craze where people are drinking like coffee drinks out of a can now. Like, what's next for you guys?
So that's been a lot of my career has been specific in the cold brew industry. So I was talking to Brian. He was trying to get off the hook because he doesn't drink hot beverages, which no longer is an excuse for not drinking coffee. I think it's the last statistic was like 65% of coffee drinkers drink cold coffee these days. So I spent about 10 years focusing on cold brew extraction, and my buddy has a great brewery in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and he's really got bit by the coffee bug, and so my guy's at Key City Brewing Company, and so we actually developed a method of brewing cold brew coffee on their tanks at the brewery, and then we use their canning line to can it, and so they have a Key City cold brew and a North Shore cold brew, and you can find that distributed through Southern Beverage all across the state.
Thank you for coming in your time. I mean,
really cool.
Outstanding product, cool places as well. I'm telling you. I mean, this is not me gassing you up. My 6-year-old has been to your location in Belhaven. So keep up the great work and doing it right here in our capital city. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
It's Trey Malone, North Shore and Cultivate Coffee. You can look them up online. You can find them really almost anywhere here in the state on the Farm Bureau guest line. We'll be back here in just a bit. He joined us as part of our partnership with Visit Jackson. Come by, eat, drink in the capital city. It is worth your time. We'll be back here in just a bit.
In the Venable Glass.
Tippy.
Communication system is a go. Go!
This is Sports Talk Mississippi, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Exactly.
Back here on Sports Talk Mississippi, where our official apparel provider. You all right there?
That was my bad. I was about to talk over you. Not good. Not good. I was about to do something not good.
Don't do that. Our official apparel provider is Genteel Apparel. By the way, this is my unlucky shirt. Every time I wear this shirt, I get something on it, and then today was no exception. But because the Genteel is made with such high-quality materials, when I wash it, it comes right off. No problems. Great casual polos, slacks, shorts, and of course their collegiate collection to get you ready for college football season. We're only, we're on team 46 today. Is that correct? So
team number 46.
So you don't have a lot of time left. Just time to get that game day polo that you're going to be wearing to Vaught Hemingway, to Davis Wade, and to MM Roberts this year. GentileApparel.com. Get yourself something from the collegiate collection, the official apparel provider of Sports Talk Mississippi. Sacre bleu, La France. They're going out.
They were supposed to be the best team in the world by far. I mean, no questions asked. And
Spain is putting some doubt on that. Spain is tough. That's a tough team. I think I don't know if we can get Spain. I think it's gonna be Spain, Argentina. I don't think the English are gonna win that. I could be wrong. We'll see.
So we got to spare details a little bit on this, but you guys will know what I'm talking about when I say that there has been an outbreak of some kind of illness that has been messing.
I can't wait to see where we're going.
Has been messing with people's stomachs lately,
and
it's been spreading around the country. And they have said that they don't know for sure where it's coming from, but ironically enough, the thing that is messing with people's stomachs has been fruits and vegetables. At least that's one theory.
That's why I've been good. I haven't had any problems.
I mean, my dad was joking about that with me today because he was like, "I'm not feeling good," and I was like, "Well, have you been eating healthy?" He was like, "No, so I should be feeling fine." But it's spreading across the country, and it's caused people to, do the internet thing and poke fun at the fact that there is a virus spreading that is giving people stomach issues. We'll call it that. There are federal authorities now that are investigating whether or not the outbreak of that illness that causes the stomach issues originated at Taco Bell. I'm not kidding.
It's like trying to find out if, journalism started at a newspaper. Like, what are we doing here? Of course it did. What did the illness have to do with anything? That's always been the case. I used the word earlier. It's just canon. You go to Taco Bell, you shouldn't fly.
According to the Washington Post, according to the Washington Post, federal and state health officials are investigating whether Taco Bell restaurants played a role in one of the largest U.S. outbreaks of a gastrointestinal illness.
Oh, God.
According to two individuals familiar with the matter. It was written by Lena Soon, not Sun, but Soon, I believe is how you say her last name, at the Washington Post. Sure. Hey, Lena, hand up. Yes. Yes. That is a great place to start. You're on to something here.
Why don't we go to the Budweiser brewery next and see if alcoholism began there? You know? Are they responsible for people being drunk? More at 11.
Breaking. Drunk man consumed beer before DUI arrest.
Yeah, here's the thing. Even if you went to Taco Bell and you had this parasite or whatever it is, how would you know? What changed?
Seriously, how can you lick it? Well, I had Taco Bell and my stomach's upset.
I went to Taco Bell and now my stomach's upset. What year is it? My whole life. Since the first time I had Taco Bell was like 1992, and since then, every time I go, same result.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Exactly. What are we talking about here? We found out that Taco Bell causes stomach problems. Yeah. I know.
I've got a really good friend.
I love Taco Bell, by the way. I eat there as often as I can.
This friend, he rants to me because he can't do it to her because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings.
Oh, no.
But his wife, wine gives her headaches.
Okay.
And he one time said, "Well, honey, maybe you shouldn't drink
drink wine." It's like, Doc, it hurts when I do this.
And,
don't do that.
And they had a whole fight about it. Now he calls me to complain about her because her name's Sarah. Sarah's
careful. Don't get in trouble.
They're not in Mississippi.
You never know who's listening.
They're not in Mississippi.
You never know.
Although I do have a friend whose wife's name is Sarah.
You
that
never
is in
know.
Mississippi. I'm not talking about you guys.
Is he?
No, I'm not. They live in the great state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Not as great as this one, but the great. Anyway, it's like, hey,
so
Sarah.
Wine gives her headaches, but she always drinks wine.
Yeah, we did.
I respect it.
I saw them at the Sugar Bowl briefly.
Yeah.
And it was the morning after New Year's, and she was like, I have a headache. And I looked at him. I was like, oh. You know?
South Park had an episode about that, except it was Chipotle.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Same thing with Taco. If you don't want a headache, Sarah, don't drink wine.
One of my favorite lines ever is like, have you had Chipotle?
If you don't want a gastrointestinal issue.
I guess I want it then, because yo quiero Taco Bell.
We'll talk some football after the news.
Sports Talk.
Pour yourself a cup of coffee and get the Magnolia State's most important news of the day. Mornings with Richard Cross on SuperTalk, Mississippi.
All right.
It caught up.
Are we okay? Have we been on the air the whole time?
No. So it just happened. We are a minute behind. We'll get Houston on the hook and let him know what happened. But Hadad, go ahead and introduce us, and we'll keep going here.
It's raining outside right now here in Starkville. I don't know if it is in the capital city or where you are, but here in Starkville, it's been pouring down all day. What does that mean? It means the grass is winning today. All right? So let the grass enjoy its day. Oh, I'm soaking up all this water. I'm going to grow so big and tall. Not on our watch, and not on Ag Up's watch either. Right now at Ag Up, the mower you need for the property you have is available to you. If you've got just a homeowner like me or Michael, a John Deere zero turn, if you got a huge tract of land like our friend Richard Cross and you got a whole manor you got to mow the grass for, maybe it's time to talk about a John Deere compact tractor. 0% financing on those 1 through 4 series models right now at Ag Up. Doesn't matter what size property you have, doesn't matter what your budget is, Ag Up has the machine for you. Stop by your local Ag Up equipment location. There's 15 of them across the state. So, you know there's one nearby. Or visit them at agup.com. Ag Up and John Deere, built for what's next. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi? We got the list. How close were we? Who's coming to SEC Media Days? Who will Borkey and I be talking to? Let's talk about it.
I'm really excited about what the guys from the state of Mississippi that will be there. This is just a really good list from Ole Miss and State. So, hey, Dad, let's start with State, who on Thursday, they'll be there on Thursday. Who is Jeff Lebby bringing with him?
It's 3 guys that I mentioned yesterday. Lebby did go double offense. It is Kamario Taylor, Anthony Evans, and Kelly Jones that will be there for Mississippi State.
It's a heck of a nickname.
Maybe the best nickname in all of college football, if we're being honest. So QB1 will be there. Your leading offensive weapon from a season ago coming back will be there. And then your potential All-American first-round draft pick will be there. I think that's the perfect 3 for me. You could have brought Isaac Smith instead of Evans, but he was there last year. The only time that Lebby's doubled up is quarterbacks, right? He brought Shapen both years. I think Lebby is a guy who's always going to bring his quarterback, so that's just, if Kamario Taylor is State's quarterback for the next 3 years, we're going to see Kamario Taylor at Media Days for the next 3 years. So that's a good 3 for me for Mississippi State, and I like what Ole Miss did as well. I think the state of Mississippi nailed it.
Yeah, Ole Miss, the most obvious 3, I think. You've got to bring your cover athlete on the video game, Kewan Lacey. He's got to come. You got to bring your quarterback because if you have one, you should bring him. Not everybody did that. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And then Will Eccles, who I think is their best chance at having the earliest pick in the draft. I don't know if I said that very well. I think he is the most likely to be drafted first on this Ole Miss team in the upcoming draft. A high-level defensive lineman, super productive. Those guys don't grow on trees. They're hot commodities in the NFL. I think that the college football media people need to hear from a guy that's possible to be a first-round pick. So, I mean, there was a chance that they maybe brought Centarian Perkins. I know that Keaton Thomas is going on some of these, meet the fan tour things. So maybe he would have been a guy that I guess was part of it. But no, Will Eccles, a Mississippi guy that's probably going to be a first-round pick, needs to go. So no-brainer choices, but, man, I'm just excited to hear from these guys. I'm excited to hear from Evans. I don't know, hey, Dad, if we've gotten to, from a 30,000-foot view, I know state media is very familiar with him and all that, but, I mean, he's going to have close to 1,000-yard, if not 1,000-yard receiving
Evans
year
is a guy that we haven't talked to a whole ton. I think that
State needs to get him out there.
Yeah, because he's going to be a guy that he's the next one, right, for State. I think last year was Brennan Thompson, this year Anthony Evans. I think that's a good call for Mississippi State, and he's a guy. He's got plenty to talk about. I think So yeah, I'm very pleased with the selections we got from Mississippi State and Ole Miss. I'm less pleased, not that it really affects you and I, because we're not going to talk to them anyway. But there's a couple of people here who I don't agree with some of these decisions. Specifically, one from a former, a guy, Michael Borkey, and a lot of y'all might be very familiar with.
I mean, one of the selections is intentional. We'll get to that in a second. Alabama, we'll go down the list in alphabetical order. So great choices, yeah. Ole Miss and State. We'll get to visit with all 6 of them. And really looking forward to bringing you those conversations on Wednesday and on Thursday, as we do every year. And really excited about that. All right, Alabama, not bringing a quarterback. They technically still have a competition I haven't named a starter yet, so I get it. Yeah. Xavier Brown, the defensive back. Ryan Coleman-Williams, the wide receiver. And Bray Hubbard, the defensive back. Those last two.
Mississippi.
Superstars also.
Bray Hubbard, Ocean Springs, right?
I think you're right.
Yep.
Arkansas. God bless the Arkansas Razorbacks. Caden Kittler. Although I kind of like that.
Yeah. That's tough.
Because they're old and nobody likes them. And frankly, when you ask anybody what their favorite snack is, they never get named. Caden Kittler, the offensive lineman. Quincy Rhodes, the defensive end. That's a good player.
Yeah, very good. Very good player.
And Sutton Smith, the running back, will be going to represent Arkansas.
Sounds good. All right.
For Auburn, Champ Anthony, the defensive back.
Yeah.
Byron Brown, the quarterback. You got to bring him. Yeah. And Alex McPherson, the kicker, is going to represent Auburn. You know what? Honestly, I like that.
Yeah, one of the better kickers out there for sure.
I would have, if Will Eccles did not exist, I would have said Ole Miss should throw Carniero's hat in the ring for selections to go because, kickers deserve love too.
Yeah, why not?
For Florida, Jaden Baugh, the running back, good player.
Yeah.
Miles Graham, the linebacker, and Vernell Brown III, wide receiver representing Florida.
They took two of their potential All-SEC guys in Brown and Baugh.
Yep. Georgia, Drew Bobo, the offensive lineman. Gunnar Stockton, going to make the trip,
Absolutely.
Of course.
Had to, yeah.
And Raylan Wilson, the linebacker, going with Kirby Smart. Oh, sidebar, Florida. Haven't named a starter.
Right.
I kind of think that's not them being cute move. I
did an interview with Graham Hall of Swamp 24/7 back in the spring, and he was very adamant that it is not a done deal that Philo is just going to be their starting quarterback. So,
and that might be an indicator.
That might speak to that a little bit, yeah.
For Kentucky, Ty Bryant, the safety. Kenny Minchie, the quarterback, is going to make the trip. And Willie Rodriguez, their tight end, will also
say it 5 times fast.
Willie Rodriguez.
That's 3.
Really, Willie Rodriguez.
Just stop.
Really Rodriguez.
I thought you were going to go Willie Rodriguez at some point, but yeah, go ahead.
How now, brown cow?
Yeah.
LSU. Whit Weeks, the linebacker that's dating his coach's daughter.
He was there last year.
Tre'Dez Green, the tight end, he is a giant. He's going to be one of those guys.
Prospect, yes.
When he walks through, you're going to be like, oh, what?
That guy a defensive tackle? Nope.
Yeah. And then T.J. Daughtery, the linebacker.
He was there last year, wasn't he?
He was there last year at Ole Miss.
I thought you talked to him, yeah. So no Levitt.
You know why Daughtery's going.
To rub it in Ole Miss's face.
There's one reason why Daughtery's going.
To rub it in Ole Miss's face.
So he can get asked, why did you leave Ole Miss? Why is LSU better than Ole Miss? That is exactly why Daughtery's going. Literally no other reason besides that reason. That's correct. Why he's going.
So, and we're going to talk more about Daughtery and Uman-Mielen. I guess probably about the college football fix.
Well, but hey, Daughtery's not one of them.
Oh, he's not. It's the other guy.
He never signed.
The lineman
is
the other guy. Okay, I didn't know. Not bringing Levitt is surprising.
It's stupid.
Well, think about again with media days, right? Did he bring Dart the first year?
I know Dart because he was competing with
John Rice. Okay, yeah. So but he brought Corral, he brought Dart the last 2 years,
brought Austin Simmons,
and they brought Austin Simmons last year. So I'm kind of surprised that Levitt's not making the trip, but.
Some people are trying to read into that, and you're free to do that. I think he's being cute. I think that's what that is.
There you go. Are you surprised that he didn't just go the full bring Uman-Mielen, Daughtery, and Watkins? Or I was going to say Watkins, one of the two. Just bring all the Ole Miss guys.
You don't want Watkins at media day.
So. I mean, I'll take your word for that. I don't know.
She Love Winnie? Yeah, I don't know. That was graphic on his car.
Okay.
That's what, yeah. That was on his car.
I'll take your word for it. I've never seen the man's car.
We'll be back in just a bit.
I listen to it at work.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi. On SuperTalk Mississippi.
Did you get that memo?
Yes, sir.
On the text line, figured this was coming. Maybe Kiffin doesn't want the media asking Levitt, how do you only throw for 82 yards versus a Coleman Hutzler defense?
I laughed really hard at that. That's really funny. It's a good question. That is a completely fair question. Oh, man.
All right. So, yeah, that's LSU,
So, yeah,
Missouri.
Missouri. Another one. Eli
Drinkwitz getting too cute.
Yeah.
Caden Green, an offensive lineman. Jamal Roberts, a running back. Now, people do like him. I know it's the Hardy show whenever he's healthy.
Yeah.
And hopefully that recovery continues to go well for him.
Yeah.
Just a, bystander in the situation. He got hurt, got shot. I don't want to sugarcoat it.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. 2 of the 3 players that represented Ole Miss at Media Days last year will be there representing other schools. And
Caden Green, offensive lineman, not Caden Lee, the wide receiver.
Oh, is it Caden? Did I look at this wrong?
Caden Green.
It is Caden Green. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought Caden Lee was.
Yeah, and then Nicholas Rodriguez, the linebacker. But you've named Austin Simmons your quarterback. Bring your quarterback.
Bring your quarterback. He's been there before.
He's good at it.
We'd love to talk to him.
I mean, and it's not like his journey's a bad one. It's not like he's controversial.
It's fine,
hey, transfer, I want to go be at Missouri. And it's great. Everything's great. Even the Ole Miss media there would be like, hey, Austin, what's up, man? Good to see you. Glad you're doing well. He is the most
he was well-liked, I thought, yeah.
I mean, hey, Dad, after the Ole Miss-Missouri game, if Ole Miss wins that game, Austin Simmons will have people waiting outside of the tunnel to get his autograph after the game. That's how much the fan base still likes. Now, if Ole Miss loses, they just won't. They'll just go home. Mm-hmm. But that's how much people like him there. So that's odd. I mean, I don't whatever.
That is weird.
South Carolina, Nick Harbor, the wide receiver. Lenora Sellers, the quarterback.
You skipped Oklahoma.
Oh, did I skip Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did. John Mateer. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to hearing from him.
We're going to hear about how he gets gains.
Eddie Pierre Lewis, an offensive lineman, and Taylor, is it Wine, the defensive lineman?
Sure.
Nick Harbor, the wide receiver, South Carolina, good player. Lenora really Sellers, the quarterback, he is one of those when he walks into the room, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's another. He and Camario may have, if they were on the same day, they could have, the kids call it mogging.
Yeah.
They could have a mog off.
And then Peyton Williams, a defensive back. Tennessee not bringing a quarterback because they don't know which one it's going to be yet.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with
that. Deshaun Bishop, the running back. Arian
Good
Carter,
player.
the linebacker.
Good player.
And Jeremiah Talander.
Yeah, they're bringing 3 good players there.
Texas, Arch Manning will be there alongside Trevor Gooseby, an offensive lineman, and Colin Simmons, a defensive end.
Would like to have seen Cam Coleman come, but that's fine.
Yeah, I get that one, I guess. Marcel Reed coming to represent Texas A&M, the quarterback, alongside Damian Sanford, a linebacker, and Marcus Ratcliffe, a safety. And then finally, Vanderbilt, their starting quarterback is a true freshman. I would have liked to have heard from him. I get why they're not bringing a true freshman to SEC Media Days. Cedric Alexander, their running back. Issa, I've never heard of this gentleman before. I'm going to pronounce this name wrong. It's Issa
Utara.
Utara.
I believe that's correct.
Defensive lineman. And then Junior Sherrill, the wide receiver.
All right.
There you go. Those are your attendees at Media Days. 9 quarterbacks.
That's good. I mean, like I said, we thought it'd be 11. I thought Levitt and Simmons would be there. But, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, nothing's set in stone there yet. So, yeah, it makes sense. But Levitt not being there and Simmons especially, I can kind of understand Levitt not coming, kind of, just because there were some injury issues and everything with him. But Simmons not coming doesn't make any sense. That's your starting quarterback. You've locked him in.
They've named him.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense what they're doing there. So I will say though, I'm quite happy about Mississippi and Mississippi State.
All right, Jackie.
I got no problem with that. Mississippi State and Ole Miss, I think, absolutely nailed it. You had to bring your quarterbacks. Lacey is a superstar. Kelly Jones is a superstar. And then Eccles is likely a first-round pick. Could be an all-SEC guy. Anthony Evans.
First or second. Okay. How many of those 6 will be first or second team preseason all-SEC? I think
Well, Taylor won't, so
Taylor
just knock
won't.
him out. Trinidad, the Ole Miss 3 guys will all be first-team All-SEC.
Or second team.
Evans could be second team. Jones will for sure be first team.
He will be my vote for first team.
Yeah,
Spoiler
that's a good
alert.
point.
I know we're doing that later, but
I still haven't settled on Arch versus Trinidad for my first-team quarterback. I still haven't settled.
I can tell you who my it's going to.
I may flip a coin when we get down there. So, you all right there?
The ghost came. I've been watching Supernatural, and look at,
There you go.
Look at what happens in the studio here. Bo says, I just want to ask Austin Simmons, how do you not take all the money Miami was offering? Miami over Missouri is not even a close decision. Maybe he got confused and misspelled Miami. No, he's too smart for that. What if Miami was not offering the starting job?
Yeah. Because they still knew they were going to get Mensa the whole time. They were just like, man, we'll just get both of them. Yeah,
I mean,
you don't know the situation.
There was no guarantee he was going to go start at Miami, I don't think, anyway. But yeah, if you're talking about, and also Caden Lee went to Missouri, and I think that's the two of them wanted to play together. I don't know that for sure, but it's been inferred many times that they wanted to go to the same place, and I have a feeling. Again, this is all gut feeling, fifth-hand information on some of it. Miami would not have paid Caden Lee what Missouri paid Caden Lee. I don't believe. Miami's already pretty set at what. Miami might have the best offense in college football this year.
We were talking earlier today. One of the rumblings questions was, if you had a fantasy college team, who would your first pick be? And I got to know what the setup is, obviously, but if I was going to have to pick a quarterback first, Mensa might be the first pick. Because Miami is absolutely loaded on offense, and he'll run the football too. He gives you some running yards. So, yeah, Miami, that offense is going to hum this year for sure.
I mean, we're going to do our top 5 here in a little bit. Top 5 most interesting, compelling, those adjectives. Teams in college football, caveat, they cannot be a team from Mississippi. So take those out. Miami's not on my list, and it should be.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because are they not a national championship favorite necessarily, but they should be. If you're picking, hey, who are the top 5 teams you think have the best chance at winning the national title? Do you get out of the top 4 before you say Miami? Ohio State's obviously up there. I think Oregon would be up there. Texas probably up there, although they haven't proven yet that they're ready to win a title as a program, but that roster should be.
Yeah.
I think I would have Miami 3rd.
I don't have a problem with it. They will be a top 4 team. They won't be lower than 4th, I don't think.
601-879-4395. Bo says Miami turned and went after another guy after Simmons entered the portal with no contact. Bo, I'm here to tell you, those conversations are had before the portal entry actually happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Mensa was going to Miami the whole time.
They just had to figure out how to get him out.
As soon as they could figure out how to get him out of the contract, he was gone. That was all that was going to take.
Yeah, the reality that I guess a lot of people still don't quite understand is
kind of weird that he would leave the ACC champion for wherever Miami finished.
I know, right? But we mentioned it on this show before the season ended that Austin Simmons was going to go to Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
We brought that up on this show before the regular season ended, that, hey, look out for Missouri. So those conversations are going on long before these guys hit the portal. Rarely does a player hit the portal without at least an idea of where he's going to consider. Like the Seton deal, when he entered the portal from Colorado, he had an idea of where his favorite schools were going to be still. But I'm going to go take 5 visits and let this be open season thing, that usually happens before.
Yeah. And also,
not like that.
You get money on these visits. Why would you not take as many as you can? Don't limit yourself.
What a world. So we'll do the top 5 when we come back. We got asked earlier, have we talked about the contract thing yet? We have not. Ole Miss possibly having to go the legal route to get money that they are contractually owed by Louisiana State University.
I didn't think there was any more drama to layer on top of this Ole Miss-LSU thing. Here we go.
But here's the thing. You knew when you signed these players that you owed a buyout.
Yeah, well,
you knew.
I'm just saying.
You knew there was a summer deadline.
Yeah.
The deadline is now passed. What did you think was going to happen? You're going to owe somebody $1 million and just not pay them? Oh, they'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Not really how things work in the we need money for everything era. So we'll talk about that coming up later as well. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio. We'll be back in just a bit.
From the Seabrook.com web.
Can you feel it? Can you hear it?
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Yeah!
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. So, we got this on the text line. More on Mornings with Richard Cross, our political show. We have a couple of them, but Mornings with Richard Cross will get the job done on your way to work anyway. And, of course, you got Middays with Gerard. They usually talk about Congress and things like that. Hey, Dad. Not falling back has passed the House.
You don't say.
So, daylight savings time, where you fall back, you spring forward, they want to eliminate the fall back to where it stays lighter longer, but also, obviously, it'll be darker early, and there's a lot of conversation about, school, and is that safe for school, kids getting on buses, stuff like that. Valid concerns. However, I think the pros outweigh the cons. Staying lighter later, the sun not setting at 4:30. And apparently the politicians are doing something that is actually kind of cool, which is a refreshing change.
We'll take that, yeah.
From them. All right, our top
Surprising.
5
Yeah.
cannot feature a school from Mississippi. That is the caveat. It cannot feature a school from Mississippi. What are the 5 most interesting teams in college football to you this season? Not programs,
Right.
teams this season that interest you the most.
Sure.
Your top 5.
Number 5 is Auburn, because I really like Alex Golish. I think he's a good coach. I think Auburn's going to be successful under him, but not this year. I don't see where they're going with this. Let's just move South Florida's roster over to the SEC and see what happens. So if he's successful this year, that's a great sign for that Auburn program. I think that they'll be really, really good in years to come. But at the same time, if they're not, and they're a 5-7 team or something like that, I don't necessarily think it spells doom and gloom for Auburn in the future under Golish. So to that end, they're interesting to me because whatever the result is, they're one of the few teams where whatever happens this year, I don't know how much I'm really going to take from it. I don't think it's going to work in year one. I think next year will be a much better year for the Auburn Tigers. But Auburn's just an interesting team because they always have high expectations, and yet we talked about it a couple months ago. They have the longest streak of losing seasons in the SEC. So the expectations have not really matched the output there with the Tigers. So I'll take Auburn.
I like that. My number 5 is Texas. I think Texas is extremely compelling for a lot of reasons. One, I mean, they should be good. They have a roster that can win a national championship. But therein lies kind of the problem. Mm-hmm. This isn't the first time that Sark has had, or Texas in general, has had a roster that can win a national championship. And, I mean, they've been better over the last few years, for sure. They've been knocking on the doorstep. But Arch Manning he's only had one full year as a starter. But Arch Manning has not played in a playoff game yet. Arch Manning has not won the SEC. This is a pressure-packed year for Texas and Sark, but hey, Dad, imagine a world in which Texas slightly underachieves again, and Arch Manning goes off to the NFL, and he doesn't win the conference. He doesn't win a championship of any kind. He doesn't win playoff games. Mm-hmm. Nobody would have agreed to that statement, hey, when Arch will be at Texas for years and not win anything of real value, that would be a huge knock against Sark, whether it's fair or not. If he doesn't win with Arch, people are really not going to like that pay his roster and salary and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to give you one out of the Big Ten. And when I say Big Ten, it's weird that they're in the Big Ten. But USC, I feel like Lincoln Riley, that has not gone according to plan, since he left Oklahoma. He thought he was going to USC and was going to go out there and dominate the Pac-12. And then, I have trouble believing he took that job without some knowledge that, hey, we are going to make this move to the Big Ten. But that's what happened to him. And then now he's stuck with Ohio State and Michigan. And now there's Indiana. And so what is USC? Are they going to be able to get into the Big Ten? Are they going to be able to really compete for a championship, compete for the playoffs there? You would think a 12-team playoff, USC is a program that should be able to be a part of that. We'll see what happens this year. USC is a very interesting team to me, so I'll put them at number 4.
Great pick there. My number 4, Clemson. Clemson, is this the year where they completely fall off from being really, guys, they were at the top of college football there for a period of time. They were a dominant program. That orange helmet with the white paw put fear into their opponents. They had that brand for a few years. There was conversation. Dabo Swinney, Nick Saban, 1A, 1B, best coaches in college football. And in the portal era, it has not gone that well. They tried to use the portal. They got a few players. Obviously not a big or a great portal class. You had the drama with Farrelly, which, like we said back at the end of January, Clemson fans and their media are eating this up right now. Go 6-6, and they will say, wait, you should have tampered. You should have, gotten more portal players, etc. This is a year where they can win. Didn't go to the portal for a quarterback, didn't try. 3-man race for that job. You can get back to winning, get back into the playoffs, settle some things down, or it's the end. There's no in between. It's either the end or they go back to winning, and seeing the end for Dabo would be very surprising considering where he was not too terribly long ago.
That's a very good one. I like that a lot. Oh, goodness. I think the next one to look at is the defending national champion. My number 3 team is going to be Indiana. We had Bill Bender on while you were out last week. Had him on Friday, and he did a mock playoff bracket already, and he had Indiana winning. Repeat national champion.
What a story that would be.
That's what I'm saying. That would be an unbelievable story. The other side of that coin is, what if it was a fluke? I don't think it was. I think Cignetti is an elite coach and has built this program to the point where they're going to be a contender year in and year out while he's there. But what if he doesn't? So that makes them interesting. And I think that, in the Big Ten where you have Ohio State and Oregon and, Michigan is trying to get back to where they were. And then there's Indiana. Indiana is such a fly in the ointment. They used to be a team that you looked on the schedule like, all right, that's a win. We know that's a win. Now you look at it and go, that's a loss. So Indiana, to me, is such an interesting team to see what they can do for an encore, basically.
Another really good pick. My number 3, Penn State. Okay. Penn State is a program, as you guys know, they won 2 playoff games 2 years ago. 13 games, 2 playoff games for James Franklin. And he got fired first last year. And that coaching search did not go well at all, really. And they ended up with Matt Campbell, which is I think he's good, he's solid, but there's a lot of pressure on Matt Campbell this year. They made a big-time firing, paid a big buyout after a coach won 13 games and 2 playoff games. In this schedule, it's kind of a go-win right now schedule. They avoid Ohio State. They avoid Oregon. Their road games are Temple, Northwestern. They do play Michigan at Michigan and Washington at Washington. But this is you kind of better go make the playoff right now type schedule for Penn State. It is one of the easiest in the Big Ten, if not the easiest in the Big Ten. James Franklin could have won 13 games with this schedule. So Matt Campbell, buddy, you better start this era off right because they make that change demanding excellence right away. Brought a lot of players from Iowa State with him, including a quarterback. Buddy, you better go win. There's a lot of pressure on him this year. So I'm fascinated to see how that works itself out.
Yeah. That's a good pick. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You want to call it a hot take you want? I'm not sold. I'm not
sold either.
I'm not 100% sold. Like, he was good at Iowa State, but like Cignetti was winning 10, 11, 12 games a year at James Madison, right? Mm-hmm. Matt Campbell was winning 8 or 9 games a year at Iowa State.
7 sometimes.
Yeah, like
kind of,
and Cignetti jumped Group of 6 to Power 4. This is a Power 4 to Power 4 jump, and yes, you have a lot more resources at your feet there, but I just don't know. So we'll see. All right, we'll do our top 2 when we come back. Today's top 5 is the programs outside of the state of Mississippi that Borkey and I have an eye on. My top 2, I'll just say that they border the state of Mississippi. Both of them do. So we'll discuss that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say at least one of Borkey's does. Yeah. There's no way.
There's one answer for number 1, honestly.
There's only one. There really is only one answer for number 1. So we'll do that when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi. It's Tuesday. Don't forget, SEC Media Days starts next week. We will be in Tampa, and we are looking forward to that. We'll do that. We'll talk more when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi with you on a Tuesday.
Believe what I'm hearing. This is Sports Talk Mississippi, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Anytime he gets brought up, we get this question. Assuming Dabo is let go after the season, who goes after him? Would he come to Mississippi State? You wouldn't want him to.
You would not want him at Mississippi
State. He's not cutting it at Clemson. He's not cutting it in this era.
Yeah.
What makes you think he would be able to cut it at your place? You know,
his time has come and gone.
If he can't get it done this year,
right?
All right, your number 2.
Let's go east into a border state. Alabama is the answer for me. This is a team that, dominated the 4-team playoff era. And yet here in the 12-team playoff era, right now, they have missed one, made one where they got eliminated in the second round. And, we mentioned Bill Bender a minute ago. Did not have Alabama in his preseason pick. And I think that's going to be a common sentiment. And you're going to miss the playoff 2 out of 3 years? You just gave your coach an extension for absolutely no reason? Yeah, Alabama's a real easy choice for me here. That's a lot of drama, a lot of pressure on them right out the gate. And if they don't get it done this year, I understand they gave him an extension. Well, that just means you have to pay him $60 million to go away. So, Alabama, that's my choice.
Mine is Oregon. I do like that Alabama pick, though. But Oregon is a program that has been on the just below the top of the college football world for, frankly, a long time. They've been a mainstay at almost elite for a long time. They recruit great players, they have great teams, and there's just something keeping them from breaking through. Their quarterback that would have been a first-round pick probably decides to come back, which is a big deal for them. He's young, was apparently advised by the NFL to go ahead, hey, stay in school. You're not seasoned enough yet.
Right. It's an experience thing more than a talent thing.
Yeah, but there's an elite roster around him, and he's a high-level player of his own. Is Oregon finally going to break through at some point? When are the Ducks going to break through? If not now, then when? So I'll be watching them closely this year. I think they're going to be a lot of fun and really good, but also, man, when is it going to happen for them?
Gee, I wonder who we both have at number one. Before we give you our number one...
Tulane.
Before we give you our number one, let you know that SEC Media Days is the unofficial start to the college football season, and Sports Talk Mississippi will be there live in Tampa starting on Monday to get you ready for the biggest event of the offseason. SEC Media Days, brought to you in part by Pearl River Resort, Cannon Motors, Mississippi Farm Bureau, and Trustmark Bank. And the topic of conversation at SEC Media Days, above all others, I think, will be the LSU Tigers. And Lane Kiffin. That's the easiest answer in the world. They have a fascinating first 3 weeks of the season where they play this Clemson team that we've all written off. And, we'll see what happens there. And then they go to Ole Miss on September 19th for what is, at least at this point in the juncture, until we see some more games played. This is the preseason game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Kiffin is a guy that,
He also has to go to Knoxville again, by the way.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Controversy gravitates towards Kiffin. It's certainly not. It's not his fault that happens. And he brings a lot of that on himself. And I can't wait to see the spectacle that is Lane Kiffin and what he brings to college football this year. Yeah, LSU was an easy number one.
I mean, so much, right? Just because LSU is generally pretty darn interesting as a program, good or bad, somewhere in between. There's always something happening there. It's drama or it's great play, but mostly drama. $50 million roster, all leaving Ole Miss during a playoff run, et cetera, et cetera. Funny enough, he claimed that had he been the coach the whole time, that they would have beaten Miami and gone to the national championship.
He did say that.
But he also said that he had to leave Ole Miss because they couldn't win games to compete for a national championship. It's like, wait, hold on, wait.
You get it. You understand.
You said that you had to leave because you couldn't do the thing that you said you would have done had you not left.
Right. You get it now. Good job. What's not to understand there, Borkey?
1 + 1 = 7 here, Coach.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But anyway, speaking of that, when we come back after the news, Keith Carter goes on record saying that the buyout that was owed to Ole Miss because of Devin Harper and Princewell Umanmiele's transfer after they signed rev share agreements with Ole Miss has yet to be paid. It is past deadline. They should have been paid by now. What's Ole Miss going to do about it? They might have to sue for it because to this point they have not gotten the money that the contracts say that they are owed. We will talk about that. We got a team to get to on the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days as well. We cannot forget about that. We can't get stuck behind. We've got to play some makeup this week because of the Palmer Home Radiothon coming up on Thursday. Really excited to be there with you and tell you the stories of that wonderful place. But we got to make sure that we stay on track on the countdown. Not going to happen this summer, Hadad. We're not going to get off track. So we'll do that as well in the next hour. Stick with us. Sports Talk Mississippi from the Pearl River Resort Studio.
Hey guys,
What's happening?
What the heck are you doing? Sports Talk Mississippi on your radio and in the game. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Hour number 3 already. Fast Tuesday. So glad that you guys are with us wherever you are, however you're listening to us. We're just glad that you are here. I'm Borkey. He's Hadad. You guys know the drill by now. It's the College Football Fix.
The College Football Fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. That's the best-selling truck in America, the Ford F-150. If you are looking right now, if you're in the market, you're thinking about a new truck, Don't waste a moment of your time looking anywhere else. Go to your local Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention today.
All right, for the college football fix, your stat of the day: playoff wins in Dallas since 2015.
Oh, God.
The nation of Spain, the soccer team, has won 2 playoff games in Dallas since 2015. The Green Bay Packers have won 2 playoff games in Dallas since 2015. The San Francisco 49ers have won a playoff game in Dallas since 2015. And the Cowboys of Dallas have won one playoff game in Dallas since 2015.
That's not got nothing to do with anything with college. What's that got to do with college?
Spain has won more playoff games in Dallas
You
than
just
the
wanted
Cowboys
to say
since
this. I'm just saying, though. Like, it's just, come on.
All right, the story of the day. You guys remember when Devin Harper and Princewell Umanmielen transferred from Ole Miss to LSU. 4 players transferred from Ole Miss to LSU. The other 2 were Winston Watkins and TJ Daugherty, although Winston Watkins and TJ Daugherty did not sign a revenue-sharing deal with Ole Miss, so they got to transfer to LSU freely. No harm, no foul when it comes to what they owe back to Ole Miss. They were not under contract from Ole Miss, and you have to remember when we're having this discussion, rev share binds school to player and player to school. It is the only such contract. Financial aid agreements, despite the insistence of some in our business, do not bind player to school. NIL deals do not bind player to school. Rev share agreements do. So Daugherty and Watkins transferred, no rev share agreement. They did not re-sign with Ole Miss. They were off. But Devin Harper and Princewell Umanmielen did sign essentially an employee-employer agreement with Ole Miss. As we talked about at the time, as was reported at the time, as everybody very comfortably understood at the time, because they had those contracts have buyouts.
Right.
The 2 of them total for about $1 million total for those 2 contracts. They had a due date. That due date has come. LSU, or the players, have not paid the buyouts of those contracts to this point. Keith Carter gave a statement to the Clarion Ledger and said, quote, going to court to get this money is an option on the table for Ole Miss. He said, quote, that would be an option. Going and asking a court to get that money for you. Contracts are with the players. LSU could pay that on behalf of the players. So we're kind of exploring all of that right now. As I just said, Ole Miss signed revenue sharing agreements with both players. About $1 million total for the 2 of them would be the buyouts. Carter said, quote, these are kind of that, having signed a brand new rev share contract basically a week before wanting to leave. Those are the kind that put you in a bind, especially there in the portal cycle. Those 2 we're going to continue to figure out how to collect. Those 2 we are going to figure out how to collect. We feel like based on the contract, we deserve to collect. Now, Ole Miss signed players in the portal cycle that had rev share contracts with other schools. Ole Miss paid those buyouts. One particular transfer, I believe, from South Carolina, the tight end, I believe that is one of them, that had a buyout from South Carolina, transferred to Ole Miss. Ole Miss settled that money. LSU, to this date, has not settled the money. Ole Miss considering legal action. What do you think?
I mean, contracts are contracts, man. You know, I'm not a lawyer. Do Ole Miss people know any lawyers?
I think a few, maybe.
How long is the list of lawyers who raise their hands like, I'll take this one.
I'll do it.
I don't even need, you don't have to pay me. I just need 2 tickets.
Pro bono, boys.
2
I
tickets.
got you.
I need 2 tickets on the 19th. That's all I need. I mean, contracts are contracts. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if this situation was reversed, if Kiffin left, let's say Kiffin leaves Ole Miss for LSU, and an LSU player is just like, I don't want to play for Lane Kiffin. I just don't. and he had a contract that he had signed, and he transferred to Ole Miss, Kiffin would be leading a conga line of lawyers to Oxford to try to get that money. So I can't look. Guys, as I have to preface this is me talking. All right, I'd love for Ole Miss to get screwed and not. But the contracts are contracts. If the contract says you got to pay them, LSU, you got to cough up the money. Look, plenty of hospitals out there. Just move it around a little bit, a little here, a little there. Nobody will notice. Yeah. And you can sell some more of those mid chicken tenders, and you'll be fine.
I can't wrap my mind around a take to the contrary. And forget like burners on Twitter, whatever. I mean,
right.
Those people are those, whatever. But if you think that Keith Carter is in the wrong here, or Ole Miss is in the wrong asking for that money to be paid, I would love for you to show your work other than LSU good, Ole Miss bad. Like, truly show your work why you think that a legal adult that knowingly signed. It's not like they get tricked. Every athlete, I talked to 3 people today that are involved in the signing of contracts. Every single one of them knows exactly what they're signing when they sign rev share deals. I talked to an agent in particular today that said he really doesn't want his athlete to sign them. He wants to try to get NIL only and not rev share contracts because they are legally binding. But you know it when you sign it. You're a legal adult. You sign a legally binding contract with a buyout. After you sign that contract and you want to transfer a week later, I'm sorry. Welcome to the real world. You're a professional football player. You agreed to this contract. If it has a buyout, you have to pay it. There is nothing wrong unless you have internet brain, or TikTok brain, as I like to call it, with Ole Miss wanting the $1 million that they are owed. The real question to me is, why has it not been paid yet? That's what the people aren't asking. You've got, again, LSU Twitter burnerverse like, oh, if you're poor, just say so. Can't that be thrown right back at you?
Yeah, it feels like it's the other way around.
Why have you not paid this? You knew when you put these players in the portal, when you got them to enter the portal, that they had a buyout. You want to know how I know that? Because Ole Miss players that LSU tried to get into the portal that did not were told, hey, I've got you. If you have a buyout, I will pay it. Mm-hmm. Which, again, standard practice. Ole Miss paid buyouts for players, too, that they got in the portal. That is what you do. So why haven't they paid yet? Can they? What are they waiting on? Did they really think that an interconference rival was going to let $1 million just disappear?
Especially with all of the... My guess is if it hadn't been so contentious, a settlement, a compromise could be reached, something or other. But if you're Keith Carter, you can't let this go. You can't be perceived to... We'll use a Sopranos term here. You can't be perceived to lose face. All right, your fan base wants LSU dead. Mm-hmm. You can't back down an inch to these guys.
And imagine what the reaction would be if Keith Carter said, they haven't paid, but we're not going to pursue it anymore.
Yeah, I agree with this. As a state fan, it's good for the state of college football for Ole Miss to get paid. That brings some structure to the sport and gives a little more power back to the school. Absolutely correct answer. Like, this is good for college football. We're going to have some contracts. We're going to have some safeguards in place. You got to pay.
And a lot of people today brought up, well, what about Luke Ferrelli? If Luke Ferrelli had a revenue sharing agreement with Clemson, Ole Miss should pay it. I don't believe he did, but if he did, it's very easy to be principled. That's the funny thing about the sports media business is you can have the same take about everything. If South Carolina was asking Ole Miss to pay a buyout that they had not paid yet for that tight end, I would say, contracts are contracts, boys. You got to pay them. Right. Sorry. You have to. Yeah. And if you're not paying them, you should. So why has this not been paid yet? What are you waiting on?
Did you do the wind horse? Why is that happening? I don't know the answer. That's a really...
Is it a coincidence that they recently had a powwow with their top 40 boosters?
Oh, you missed that last week, by the way. when we talked about alternative income generating plans.
Interesting. That they had to have a meeting with all their rich boosters while they also have not fulfilled a contractual obligation yet.
Are you prepared to invest in Orgeron coin? It's not even a scheme, really.
It's your college football fix. We'll keep talking about this, though, when we come back.
Let's go. To the junction, in the grove, and to the top. Don't hurt yourself. Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back. Sports Talk Mississippi. Michael Borkey, Brian Hadad. Talking about this story that Ole Miss could seek legal action if they are not given the buyouts owed to them for the contracts of Prince Will, Uman and Devin Harper. We got this on the text line. Why is Ole Miss on the hook if he had a rev share? Ole Miss didn't sign a contract with Clemson. Talking about Fraley. I just use that as an example. But that's, I guess, technically true that the players are on the hook for the money, not necessarily LSU. But how it has worked in college football. Lane Kiffin had a buyout from Ole Miss. LSU paid the buyout. The school hiring the coach pays his personal buyout from the previous school. I would assume, based on what they pitched to players that did not leave, that LSU told these players, we'll take care of your buyout. There's no way that they did not tell Prince Will and Devin Harper that they themselves were on the hook for their buyout. There is a 0% chance that the players transferred knowing that it was exclusively on them to cover the cost of their buyout. A 0% chance that they thought that was the case.
Right.
So that's why. That's why they would be on the hook. But, I truly do not understand. I try to see the other side of things. And maybe I'm just looking at it through red and blue glasses. I don't know. I cannot see a counter argument to why this should not be fulfilled. I don't get it. What am I missing?
Yeah, it really is very simple. Again, not a lawyer, but from what I can tell, if you have a contract and it's signed, you are beholden to the contract. Doesn't matter what you want to say or do. You can't, unless you can prove that you signed the contract under duress, which I don't think you're going to be able to prove. So,
especially when it's in one case a 7-figure contract,
right? Unless what is he going to say that Ole Miss told me that if I didn't sign this, they were going to kick me off the team? That was, I assume we're talking about Emmanuel in here. We're going to kick a guy who was leading us in sacks off the team. No, sure. What are you going to be able to prove? I don't know what. If this, here's the fun part is, here's where everything. I'll tell you everything you want to know. Where's this case going to be heard?
I don't know that answer.
Mississippi?
The contract was signed in Mississippi.
That's what I'm saying. Mississippi, Ole Miss is going to win. Louisiana, it might get a little dicey. I don't
know contract law.
It doesn't matter. That's it.
What I mean is I don't know where it would be. Where would the?
It's irrelevant what the law is. If they find a way to hear this case in Louisiana, Ole Miss might as well do what the NCAA did in Pittsburgh and just walk in, walk out, and enjoy a meal at the Chimes and call it a day.
Yeah.
There's no point in working too hard.
But if there's any LSU, I saw a clip from Hunt Palmer, who does radio in Baton Rouge, and he was kind of like us. He was like, if you signed a binding contract, you got to pay it. That's the you signed a contract. You're an adult. I don't know what you want me to say here. Right. It was very matter of fact, and I like that. He was like, what do you want me to say here, guys?
Right.
They signed a binding agreement.
Yeah. I don't know.
I go back to my Brian Windhorst though. Why have they not paid it? They have all this financial commitment. They have all this money. They have all this stuff. Remember, LSU has everything. They've got everything. Why are they not just paying this to let it go away? Why are they not supporting their players, paying the It'd be different if this came out of left field. It'd be different if Ole Miss right now was like, actually, we want money for you to leave. This was, known when the contracts not only were signed, but when the players decided to transfer, they were told, hey, if you transfer, you owe a buyout. It's in your contract. And they still transferred anyway. It was public knowledge. We talked about it here on this show. Everybody involved knew that this was coming.
So play the devil's advocate for me.
Why haven't they paid?
Why have you play the devil's advocate? But Michael Borkey
have they overcommitted financially?
But your middle name, your last name is actually spelled Beauxkey. Michael Borkey. Why have they not paid? What is the reason LSU would not pay? Other than
could they have overextended themselves and right now can't cough up $1 million?
No, that's not the answer.
Then what is the answer?
LSU finding $1 million is like me finding a quarter in the couch.
But
right?
they've had to. Think about how
I
they've had
understand
to
what you're
commit
saying.
$200 million to all this stuff.
Somebody's got money. Somebody's got $1 million. $1 million is chump change. We're talking about the entire booster structure of LSU.
But that
somebody, they got the money.
Booster structure has had to pay for all of this already.
I understand that, but
then why not pay it?
That's what I'm asking you. I told you to be the devil's advocate.
The only conclusion I can come to is that.
Are you telling me that when you go to Baton Rouge, it smells like broke in here?
They're not broke, but think about all of the financial commitments they've made.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're thinking, hey, Dad, they just had a top 40 booster meeting at the governor's mansion to talk. No, it wasn't a fundraiser. Oh, give me a break.
It was 100% a fundraiser.
Give me a break. So why is that happening if they're flushed with cash? If they have all this money that they can just toss $1 million aside, why are they looking for alternative revenue streams? Why are they not paying buyouts that they knew that they were going to owe when they owed them? If you have a bill that's due, if your gas bill is due and it's past due, and they're giving you a date that they're going to cut your gas off, and it's $200 to get to make sure that you don't lose your gas, and you've got the money, what do you do? You pay it immediately to not get your gas cut off.
Yeah.
Inviting.
Is that the other side? Is that the other side of this? Of what's the punishment? Like, I guess the punishment is, at the end of the day, they might have to pay. There aren't going to be punitive damages, I don't think.
You're inviting a legal issue on your own players by not paying this.
Yeah. But the players aren't going to suffer as a result of this.
They have to deal with it. They have to get representation if Ole Miss doesn't.
They don't have to do that. The university will handle all that for them.
Then just pay it.
I agree. I agree.
Pay it.
I agree.
You're flush with cash, then pay it so your players don't have to deal with this. So this is not a thing.
It's weird.
It's a story
Let's just say what it is. It's just weird. It's just weird. And look, King Weird is running the show down there. So the fact that weird stuff is happening at LSU shouldn't surprise any of us. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like we said at the beginning of this, like, contracts are contracts. When you sign a contract, it takes some doing to get out of a contract. And
somebody says they aren't paying out of spite. What spite for what?
Oh, it's because Kiffin didn't get to coach the playoff.
He didn't get to coach the playoff, and he didn't get all the players that he promised LSU that he was going to get.
Correct.
Remember Keywan Lacey's tied to Kevin Smith? Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. How'd that work out? Not good. You have all this money. You boast about how rich you are. Well, broke Ole Miss wants their money. Okay, give it to them. You owe it to them. And college football needs this. This is the only... Everybody on the planet has asked for college football to have regulations. What is more regulatory than enforceable contracts? Dynamite dropping, Monty.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Targeting? I don't know. I don't know the answer. It's a really weird situation. Could the SEC force them to play? I mean, the SEC doesn't have to do anything. Like, the court will handle that.
Somebody says LSU is having financial problems. They overextended themselves and are begging for money. They even cut 25 employees to save $3.25 million. They are not flush with cash. That did happen. They fired a bunch of people just to save $3 million. A place that's flush with cash. Do they do that?
Hope they sell weird king cakes soon. Oh, God, there's a joke to be made. I can't make it, though.
Somebody says, I think somebody has told LSU they do not have to pay it and they think they found a loophole. Then they would put that out there. That would be out there. Yeah. Friend of the program, Matt Moscona, would be saying LSU doesn't have to pay it. Right. They don't have to, and here's the reason why. Because somebody at LSU would have told him, hey, we don't have to. The players don't have to. It's not enforceable. Yeah. That would already be out there. That would have been out there the day they transferred, because they would have wanted all the other Ole Miss players that they tried to get to know that too.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know the answer to this question. It's one of the weirdest. I mean, I say that. It's not one of the weirdest, because this whole thing, since the day of the Egg Bowl, starting with they stole Trinidad jersey, it's just been nonstop weird ever since.
Who is they?
I don't. They are.
Who was they?
The call was coming from inside the house on that one.
I watched Scary Movie 1.
Yeah.
The first one recently, and they parodied that where the killer was on the phone. He was hiding behind the couch, but his butt was sticking out, and he was like, "Can you see me?" She's like, "Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right there.
You're right there."
You'll be able to see 100 teams in 100 days when we come back.
From theSeabrook.com
with the sports. This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
Sounds good.
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Couple of notes here on the C Spire text line. People are saying this is Kiffin's way of being able to tell recruits, look what happens if you go to Ole Miss. They'll sue you.
Yeah, but will that work? Because this is, look at what happens when you sign a contract with Ole Miss and then transfer a week later. They'll sue you.
I'm just saying. What he's saying makes sense.
You can very easily argue against that. Don't sign a legally binding contract and then transfer a week later.
I don't disagree. So.
And then somebody says the players owe the money, not LSU. Sure, but the players did not transfer to LSU thinking that they were on the hook for the money. They were told it was going to be taken care of.
Exactly.
Come on, guys.
No player left thinking he was going to have to pay his own money to do. No.
Does anybody really think that Prince Will transferred knowing that he was going to have to write a $500,000 check to Ole Miss?
No, of course not. All right, let's jump in. 100 teams in 100 days.
This day is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This day is bananas.
100 teams in 100 days.
Touchdown.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Go!
It's the final countdown.
I can't wait to see who the house is. I know who I'd go with.
Yeah, then you tell me.
We're going to go to the house that J.J. Stokes built.
There it is. From the Big Ten Conference, the University of California, Los Angeles. The Bruins have a pretty storied football history, although in my lifetime,
in mine, they've had more.
They play at the Rose Bowl. They tarp the end zones at the Rose Bowl. The capacity is officially 89,702, but again, they put tarps in the end zones. It is about an hour drive for the students on campus to get to their home football games. Logistically, it's a disaster at UCLA. Deshaun Foster was the coach last year for 3 games anyway. He got to coach 15 games as the head coach at UCLA. When he was hired before the 2024 season, he was the running backs coach. He obviously played there, is a legend there, spent some time in the NFL as well. Not too long of an NFL career, but he was an All-American at UCLA, and he got a job that he was not ready for. And it did not work out, and they knew rather quickly. He did go 5-7 in year one, but after an 0-3 start in year two, he got the axe. And it actually went well for a period of time after he got fired. So they lost to Utah 43-10. They lost to UNLV, and then they lost to New Mexico 35-10. And you remember that offseason, UCLA was in the news a lot because that is where Nico Iamaleava transferred to after he left Tennessee. And they sucked. Forgive my language, but this is what they did to start last season. They fired him, the interim loss to Northwestern, but they won 3 in a row. Penn State, at Michigan State, and Maryland. And then they got back to their old ways. Indiana beat them by 50. They lost to Nebraska. They lost at Ohio State by 38. They lost to Washington by 34. They lost at UCLA in the rivalry game to end the season. And that was that for the Bruins last season. This year, they bring in Bob Chesney. They might ring a bell to you. He's the guy that led James Madison to the playoff last season. He went 12-2, 8-0 in the conference, and they lost in the first round of the playoffs. He was at Holy Cross before James Madison, did a really good job there. He also won 11, 9, and 11 games in 3 years, his final 3 years at Assumption College. That is a real place. They play football, and he did a good job there. He's a winner, is that Bob Chesney. Now he is at UCLA with Nico Iamaleava at the helm at quarterback, and we'll see what they can do in 2026. They open the season in a conference matchup. They go to Cal. Oh, wait.
Nope. Wrong.
Nope. They go to Cal for a non-conference matchup to start the season. That's a fun start.
It is.
By the way, that's at 9:30 on the opening Saturday. So
guess what?
Pac-12 After Dark.
I'll be watching.
I'll be watching too. Then they host San Diego State and Purdue before they go to Maryland for a conference game. Yes, they will fly from coast to coast for a conference game. And saw some reporting about Washington, how their financials have not improved since joining the Big Ten.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And people correctly pointed out, it's because you're sending your softball team to Piscataway, New Jersey for a conference game.
Yeah.
It's because you're sending your football team literally across the entire country for a conference game. That might come back to bite you down the road. Who knows? They have an off week before they go to Oregon. They host Wisconsin, Michigan State, and Nevada in consecutive weeks before they go to Minnesota, host Illinois, end the season at Michigan, and hosting USC. So they avoid Ohio State, but they got to play Michigan at Michigan. They got to go to Oregon. That's not super easy for UCLA. No Indiana. How about that again? Indiana. Avoiding Indiana is a plus in a Big Ten schedule these days.
That's the way it is.
We are in the upside down.
Yeah.
So team number 46, UCLA.
I just don't see it ever. I'll say this: it'd be interesting if Chesney comes in, and then it's going to become, is James Madison the cradle of coaches? Like if Chesney comes in and wins 9 or 10 games right off the bat, it's going to be like, wait a minute, what is going on here?
Yeah, if you're State and you have to fire Levy, just go get the James Madison guy. Don't even know his name, just go hire him.
Billy Napier?
Oh, it's Napier. Yeah, hire Napier.
You were going to do it in 2019. Just go ahead and do it now.
Do it now.
That's
maybe not Sunbelt Billy, but
yeah. Who's his offensive coordinator? Just go that route or something like that. We're in Los Angeles here, man. One of the great cities of the world in terms of restaurants and culture. We're going 2 Michelin stars here, Borkey. Get your wallet out on this one. We're going to a place called Kato. It's an Asian-inspired restaurant. So now you're thinking, okay, great. What's on the menu? Borkey, I don't know. I don't know what's on the menu. But for $325 a person, we can enjoy their tasting menu. What's on the tasting menu tonight?
Yes.
I don't know. I can't tell you. This is what their menu says. The tasting menu, $325. The dining room tasting menu focuses on seasonality and innovation. That's all you get. That's all you're going to know. You're just in the chef's hands. You got no idea. Would you like to add a wine flight to this, Borkey? Would you like to do traditional or vintage? You tell me.
Vintage.
That's another $185 per person.
Okay.
A curation of wines with
I can
emphasis
afford that for
on
sure.
rarity and age. Now, Borkey, perhaps you don't want to drink. You want to get their alcohol-free flight. That's $120. What on God's green earth am I drinking that's worth $120?
Nothing.
Are you giving me like six? Do I drink 6 cases of Coke Zero while I'm there?
Not one thing is worth
$120 for alcohol free. And if you just want to sit at the bar and eat, it's 5 to 7 courses, completely different than the regular tasting menu. That's still $185.
The peons sit at the bar.
Yeah. You can bring your own bottle of wine. The corkage fee is $75. Better off just buying a bottle of wine, I guess, when you go to Cato. I have no idea what's on the menu. I don't know what we're eating.
If I ever become a billionaire, which I will not, I still won't spend.
I
would
wouldn't
still
go to a
find
restaurant
that
like
stupid.
this. I would never go to a restaurant like this where I don't have any clue what I'm eating. I got to have some idea of what's going on. I'm sure it's delicious. It's 2 Michelin stars. The food and the service are probably as good as we'll ever have. But I just can't be talked into that. I just can't do it.
It's stupid. That's stupid. What you described is dumb.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. No offense to the 2 Michelin star chef at whatever the restaurant was called again.
Cato.
Somebody
asked, did OJ's buddy open a restaurant? I don't think that's it. Can we get a reservation tonight, Borkey? Let's see here. Can we get a reservation at Cato tonight? No, they have no availability on this date. What about tomorrow? No availability within 2.5 hours of my request to go at 7 o'clock.
Jeez.
Well, let me try it. You know what? Let's try 5 o'clock.
People are stupid.
Nope. What about 9 o'clock? Nope. We can't go on Wednesday.
That's unbelievable.
Can we go on Friday? Let's see if we can go on Friday. There are no. Hold on. Let's just do 7 o'clock, right? There are no availability within 3.5 hours of 7 o'clock. So we can't go before 3:30 in the afternoon. We can't go after 3:30 or before 10:30 if we want to go eat on Friday at Cato. Which, by the way, what are we having? We don't know. But
what if you're allergic?
They say that they take allergies seriously, and you can tell the chef ahead of time. Tell them ahead of time when you make your reservation. You're like, by the way, I got an allergy.
What if it's one of those fake allergies?
I hate those people, so let's not do that. If you are ever in Los Angeles, California, and you got money to burn, and you can get a reservation at Cato, you tell them, by all means, that Borkey and Hadad sent you.
Good luck.
Good luck with that one.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll wrap the show up with you next.
This is Sports Talk. Mississippi.
Woo! I say, sports fans.
Now, here's more on Super Talk Mississippi.
The 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon is Thursday here on Super Talk Mississippi. Every year, there are children across Mississippi that need a loving home, and in many times, these children are caught in unimaginable circumstances. That's why we need your help. You'll learn how the Palmer Home for Children serves vulnerable children. It's a faith-based organization that doesn't take government money, so we need your help. I want you to tune in and join us for the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. It's all happening Thursday here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Really looking forward to being there, and I was talking to somebody earlier about money's tight. That is a real conversation people are having at home right now. Hand up, me too. I mean, things are more expensive than they ever have been. Oh boy, don't look at insurance right now. I mean, it's tough. There are a lot of places that ask for your money that you don't really know what they do with it. Or only small percentage of it actually goes to the intended cause. We hope that you listen on Thursday with an open mind, knowing that this is the kind of place that, you will hear from those that have gotten the help from this place, and we will be there. We will see what they do. It's not some sketchy charity that you've never heard of. No, this is a real place. We will be there. We see it for ourselves. You will hear the stories for yourself, and hopefully that compels you to maybe stretch yourself a little bit, because I know how hard things are for a lot of you right now, but these children deserve it, and they don't get it without you. There's no government subsidies here. There's nothing. It is completely run on donations and donations only.
We will be doing our best. This is the time, by the way, that that this is the time 2 days from now where we are going to be pushing to get those last few donations in to try to set another record and see if we can't, crack last year's total. So we're excited. We want you guys to help. And if you can, we will give all that information to you on Thursday for how you can help out. You'll be on campus this time, right? You're going to be up there?
I will be up there.
Very good. All right. We haven't had you up there the past few years.
Well, finally got Richard out of here, and so
And yet he's going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what? Three Musketeers, one more time. Why not?
I can give you how much. We don't have enough time in the show for me to explain to you why not.
You don't have to worry about that. Just let him help. He's going to be help. It's helpful to us.
It is helpful.
Yeah.
I don't need his help.
Here's what I'm going to try to tell you. And this when there's three of us, we can do less work.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
No, I don't
care about that.
You say that.
That doesn't move me.
It's just less time
all.
You have to think. It's like, oh, he's talking. I can shut out for a second. I'm still trying to think. I
can't go to restaurants like that. It's not a money thing.
I found a copy of their menu of I guess from one day that this guy, and I don't understand half the stuff that's going on. He had the pictures, like the first 5 courses are just one bite. What am I doing? I go out to eat when I'm hungry. I don't go out to eat to be entertained. I go out to eat to eat. I don't
want to guess either.
I would always 100% of the time pick a fine steakhouse over a restaurant like that. Just make it easy for me. Ribeye, medium rare. Some kind of potato on the side, some kind of vegetable on the side. And then, nice piece of chocolate cake or cheesecake for dessert. And buddy, I'll be happier than anybody.
I have actually eaten at a Michelin-starred restaurant before.
I don't know that I have. If I have,
it's not enjoyable to I went to one of those though. Where
it's one of those because there are restaurants in Texas now, barbecue restaurants that are getting Michelin stars, Leroy and Lewis and Interstellar have Michelin stars. I'm sure they're awesome, but I'm not a fancy person. You never would have guessed that. I know by looking at me or knowing anything about me, you would have thought I was super frou-frou. But I'm not.
Yeah, like one of the dishes, they were like, you must smell it for 20 seconds or something before you consume it for best quality. It's
I
don't want to sit here and smell.
I will never go to a restaurant where they tell me how to eat. This isn't my first meal. All right, I've been eating my whole life. I know how to eat at this point. Don't ever tell me you got to do this to eat. No, put the plate down and walk away. The only maybe fresh cracked pepper. But that's the only thing you need to ask me. Would you like some Parmesan cheese with that? Sure.
It was weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I'm not dealing with that. So.
Thank you guys for making our show a part of your day. Somebody, a big fan of Richard, says, stop hating on Cross. We love him.
I didn't hate. That was Borkey. I was being nice.
Pick on him because I love him. That's what you do.
That's a good point. If I ignore you, we don't like each other.
Yeah.
So.
I pick on him because I respect him a lot.
Exactly.
Weird man stuff, I guess. We'll be back tomorrow from the Pearl River Resort studio, one day away from the Radiothon, inching closer to SEC Media Days. We'll see you then. Good night.
incredible!
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.